Okay, I'm right back with another video. Okay, so my phone, my battery died, and I got up this morning just about a few minutes ago. So this is a follow up to a reference is a reference, and so I'm doing three a reference is a reference videos, but this one's just kind of will probably be posted later because I'm doing this on my phone. Okay, so. I was thinking that, for example, let's just say, for example, my sister had set me up with a few jobs, okay? My sister Polly or whatever, and then she got together with some of my bosses or whatever, and now they think, okay, well, it doesn't matter. The fact is, people get hired all the time for reasons other than qualifications or whatever. Like I mentioned, for example, there's people who hire friends of family members or cousins or whatever, and they're hiring them just to fill that slot because they want their buddy to be in there. The fact is, I've never once said that I'm going to move into like a general manager position. Could I? Do I have the skills to? Do I really believe that I'm qualified to do something like that? Yes, I do. I do. But regardless whether I take my references and I have every right to do what I want with them. It has nothing to do with the person who referred me to that job. It just doesn't. Not on any legal binding contract. So let's just say, for example, my sister decided, well, I'm going to manage my sister's career because, you know what, I was the one who somehow finagled this particular job. And so now, therefore, I have the right. No, you do not have the right to do that. You don't. The fact is, I worked under this person's place of employment. Okay, I worked for them. They're the ones who were supposed to monitor me. And see, here's the issue. The thing is that when you start getting referred to by people like my sister or whatever, I'm assuming that my sister thinks, well, I'm going to critique her my way. Okay, big mistake. Big mistake, okay? Because oftentimes this stuff results in bullying, okay? And that's where it becomes wrong. But does my sister have any right to direct my next step? No, she does not. It doesn't matter, or Polly, nobody has a right to direct any of my steps. The fact is that I gained my experience. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if every single last job I ever had in my entire life, which isn't true, was directed from my family. It doesn't matter. And so you have, once again, the God complex. And the God complex, I'll probably just call this video a reference part 4. But anyway, you don't. And so this is where you get these entanglements, people thinking that they have entitlements. I am 45 years old. It doesn't matter. If I say that it doesn't matter if every 20 years, for the last 20 years, my sister has been there calling in, causing problems, or Polly is the one who decided to arrange doesn't matter. There is no agreement. I never signed anything. And if there was any signature with my name on it, I'm going to show you right now that's a forgery. Okay, because I never had any agreements with anybody. So the fact of the matter is, if I worked at a news station, okay, for example, and the general manager knew my family, and that could be the reason why when I went to Lancaster, he shot it down. It doesn't matter. I worked under that place. And you know what? Roxanne, she may not have liked my religious views, or she may have thought I was a little quirky, but the fact of the matter was I finished my work to satisfaction. Now, if she was a little bitchy that day and wanted to nitpick on me or me and Linda or whatever, well, that's her issue, okay? But nobody can ever say, well, I didn't think that your quality of your work was good. Okay, you can't do that. Now, sometimes when it comes to my sister can be a fucking bitch. So that's one of the reasons why when I was over at Organized Sports, you would get people like Lisa bitching that I'm using shortcut keys instead of doing things the way that Lisa wants them to do. Because really, it becomes a matter, you start getting egos involved, okay? And you start getting people who want to get a competition going, like my sister. So that's why you get these bullying people coming in thinking that they have the rights. They don't have any rights over you. They don't. They don't have any. Okay? Like I said, my agreement would be with whoever actually hired me, who monitored me. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, my sister is just a reference. She referred me from this to this job to the other. You don't have any rights, okay? You don't. So therefore, I have every right to pick up and go wherever I want and do whatever I want to do. And like I said, if you were hiring me just for some sort of joke or you thought it was pretty funny, it doesn't matter. It's just the same sort of reference as you would hire somebody's cousin, whatever. It doesn't matter. Now, I've never once said that, oh, I'm going to go and I could apply. Could I apply? Really? Do I? Why couldn't I? Steve Landry sat here and applied over at Murray Family Farms. He didn't have any experience at all, right? It doesn't matter. He gets hired. Okay, so are you going to say, well, because, well, Maria, you had your GED and therefore it doesn't matter. I have a general education diploma. It doesn't matter. Okay, I went to college for 2 years. I had more than what he had. So the fact of the matter is, it's not fair. Okay, so you're looking at and some people say, well, that's not fair. Well, there's a lot, let me tell you something. Employment doesn't necessarily have to be fair, okay? Because there's people who've gotten into accounting and several other positions who may not have went to college at all. There's a lot of people like that, okay? Like I said, a lot of people who are older, my age and older, got into accounting right directly out of high school or whatever and built their skills up. Now, the reason why this might provoke anger in a lot of people is because they're so used to thinking or believing or ignoring the fact that these people exist, okay? There's white people running around right now in positions that are far more prestigious than anything that I will ever hold, who probably have their GED and that's all they have, okay? Or some people who probably graduated from high school and that's all they have, no college at all. Or some people may have just a few college, a little bit of college here, a little bit of college there. Some people are like that. The only reason why you don't question them is because you assume they have everything. Why? Because they're probably white. So you just never notice. I've known people, white people, who've received their GED and actually have decent paying jobs. And I remember meeting an Asian lady one time, and she was telling me that she hadn't even graduated from high school. Okay, she was working a regular job, a decent job, okay? I think she was working for like a real estate company, and she confided this secret to me. She's like, oh, I got to hurry up and get my high school diploma. I said, what are you talking about? And she said, well, because she didn't have one. And the reason why people just assume that she had one, because she was Asian. They think, oh, she knows her shit. She's Asian, so they don't question it. The reason why everybody picks on me is because, guess what? Maria's black, and that's bullshit. It's bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. So I'm hireable. I don't have to consult my sister. I don't have to consult my, I definitely sure as hell don't have to consult Polly or anybody else, okay? When I ask for a reference, I'm asking for a reference from that particular company, and it has to be based on a fair evaluation. And if these people were stupid enough to not evaluate me correctly, and that could very well be the problem, because at Murray Family Farms, I did everything. I did a wonderful, what I consider to be monumental things over at my Murray Family Farms, okay? And because you got people like my sister who might say, well, I was in contact with Steve Murray, and I think, it doesn't matter what you think. The fact is, I have a letter of recommendation from Steve Murray, and it's signed by him. And those are things that I actually did. And you know what? I actually did more. Therefore, it's a reference. It doesn't matter if he hired me because he thought it was funny to see a black person behind a desk. It doesn't matter. The fact is, I did my job, and I did it to satisfaction, and then some. So people like my sister, people like Polly, people like Esther, people like Piggy, or whoever, all these people who think that they have some sort of right to throw their 2 cents worth in. No, you don't. You are simply just a job reference, somebody who referred me to a job. Okay, are you the job reference? Are you the person? Are you like a manager of micro? You aren't nothing to it. It doesn't work that way. So please, many people, some of the people I've come encountered with, whether they be job recruiters or whatever, they've shown me that I don't know how the hell they got their job, because they're showing and clearly demonstrating to me that they don't know how to do their job. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is that, I think people are basically putting me in another category when in fact I'm not, okay? Because I'm telling you, this is based on ignorance. So I'm just wrapping this up. So, this is not me, I'm not trying to make an argument. I'm just clearing this up because this is just in my brain, okay? Now, I don't feel I'm not pissed off right now. I do know I need to get away from Piggy, okay? I do know that. But I also understand that, I got these people who have developed a God complex and think that they have any rights. They don't have any rights over me. They don't. That goes for, and I'm going to specify, I'm going to sit here and specify, Polly has no rights over me. I don't care if she introduced me to just every single last job. I don't care what. It doesn't matter. My agreement is with that company. I have nothing to do with her. Okay? So Maria flies solo. And whatever reference I have, those are my references. And if I work there, I have the right to have a reference. It doesn't matter. Okay? I am not in any way attached to Polly, my sisters, whoever, Piggy, whatever. None of that. A reference is a reference is a reference. Now, for a lot of these people in this generation, they think, well, I have my bachelor's degree and I have that. And, for people who have that, that's great, okay? But here's my issue with that, okay? And it obviously shows that it really has no bearing on anything. And you can ask for it if you want to. It's an employer. I don't ever recall working for any companies that requested it. I really don't. But I do know right after I was, I started encountering a bunch of problems that in the last, I would say, a year and a half or something, then there's been a lot of that splashing all over the place because they're trying to, bump Maria out of her field. Those other jobs, that's one of the reasons why I came here. And, it just wasn't mentioned, you know what I mean? It wasn't of any importance. So somebody who thinks that college is important, going back to college would be important because I wanted to be a CPA, okay? And because I want to be a very unique CPA, it kind of makes a difference. Meaning, I want to be a CPA all on my own. Just kind of like, I just want to do it. I want to finish, and be a certified public accountant. That's a challenge for me. It's kind of like a big deal for me. It's kind of like, wow, can I really do it? Can I really get this together? Can I really organize like a person to help me? Maybe not. But I'm just as good. I'm just as qualified as anybody else. And the only reason, like I said, that nobody else is getting nitpicked apart about it is because I'm a minority. That's it. That's really it. So nobody has any decision-making power over me. So my sister Lisa has no decision-making power over me. And that's one of the reasons why I think Karen thinks that they do. That's what I'm assuming. Nobody has any rights over me. Okay? They're my jobs. Doesn't matter if they were arranged by whoever. It really doesn't matter. If I've performed the job to satisfaction, I am worthy of a reference for whatever reason you hired me. Like I said, and if you were just hiring me just to harass me, well, then explain that in the court of law. So anyway, I guess this will be called a reference as a reference. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else I'm missing in this video? No. And I fly solo, meaning I'm going to take my experience and do what I want with it. Meaning, and I don't expect anything epic right now. I don't expect anything like a CPA position, and I don't know why people would think that I would. There's a lot of people in this town right now who who are from that old school generation. They're holding down jobs, okay, in accounting. So obviously, if I've been working in accounting for 20 years, it was so stupid to think that I'm going to just do something different. It doesn't matter what my sister Lisa thinks. It doesn't matter what Polly thinks. It doesn't matter what Jeff thinks, okay? And if anybody says, well, look, the person who made the mistake was Landry, okay? Landry made the mistake. What these people are trying to do is look for excuses. They're looking for excuses is what they're looking for, and there is no excuse. The fact of the matter is, if I would suggest people who get involved in this sort of bullshit, don't get involved with this bullshit. That's why I believe in finding your own job. You know what I mean? If they're arranged, my job was arranged, it doesn't matter. It's still a reference is a reference. But my point is, I don't want to have any entanglements with people who think or have a God complex or think, well, I'm a part of this, so I have the right to throw my say-so in it. You don't. Get out of my life, Lisa. Get out of my life, Polly. Get out of my life, Piggy. Get out of my life, whoever arranged those dumb jobs. Or whatever job, okay? Because that's not the way it goes, okay? It really isn't. You have no right to say anything about what I do. Wrapping up this video, I think I made my points clear. I'm going to end this video. And like I said, if this gets people upset and angry, well then, and that's not the point. The point is that I have every right to do whatever I want, independent of these people, and that's exactly what I plan on doing. I have no attachments, okay? It's whatever, what's mine is mine, and that's the way it is. Wrapping up this video. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.